Welcome student. In this class I will discuss soil erosion, that is soil degradation, factors causing soil erosion and its management. Okay. Soil erosion is a serious problem for the country like India because India is primarily an agrarian economy. Till now, more than 60% of the total population is associated with primary sector of economy, that is agriculture and allied activity, and the soil is the basis of agricultural activity. Okay, according to ICAR, 60% of Indian soil is suffering from soil erosion. It is a matter of concern. So one should know the basic concept of soil erosion, type of soil erosion, factors causing soil erosion, and its effective management. Okay. As far as the question of soil erosion is concerned, it is better to use the term soil degradation. Okay. Erosion or degradation occur. Soil degradation directly means reduction in the quality of the soil. Quality of the soil is measured in terms of its productivity. Okay. So if reduction in the quality of the soil occur, then fertility reduces, productivity reduces. Getting well? So it is referred to as soil erosion, reduction in the quality of the soil, and it may be if certain agent of erosion will wash out certain layer of the soil profile, then also reduction in the quality in its quality will occur. Or if the soil will again and again subjected under agricultural activity, the plant will absorb its nutrient with accelerated rate, and hence it will cause reduction in the quality of the soil. Getting well? Now see, as far as the soil erosion is not a quick process, it is a long-term process. That's why it is also referred to as creeping death of the soil. मृदा की जगती हुई मृत्यु. Getting well now? Now see, as per the agent causing soil erosion, there are two types of soil erosion. On the basis of agent, on the basis of agent causing soil erosion, if it is soil erosion is basically due, if it is due to nature induced factor, or if it is due to man induced factor. It is clear now? So if soil erosion is due to nature induced factor, it is referred to as geological erosion. Geological erosion. What is the meaning of geological erosion? It is clear now? Right? In Hindi it is referred to as bhaumikiya apardan. Okay? But if soil erosion is due to man-induced factor, it is referred to as anthropogenic erosion. Anthropogenic erosion. It is clear na? What is the basic difference between the two? It is clear. If soil erosion is due to nature-induced factor, then it is referred to as geological erosion. And if it is due to man-induced factor, then it is referred to as anthropogenic factor. Okay? If the man will continuously conduct plowing activity, right, it will the agricultural activity, it will continually conduct pastoral activity, the man will utilize the chemical fertilizer, pesticide, etc. Certainly it will cause a reduction in the quality of the soil, and it is referred to as anthropogenic erosion, right? But if flood will wash out major layer of the soil, then it will be the example of geological erosion. Fast blowing wind can also blow the uppermost layer of the soil. So this will be the example of geological erosion. Second, again on the basis of mechanism. Okay, on the basis of mechanism, there are two types of soil erosion. Mechanism, क्रियाविधि के आधार पर. Okay. Mechanism, there are two types of soil erosion. One is splash erosion, SPLASH, splash erosion, okay, and second is entrainment, ENTRAINMENT, entrainment. Okay. So on the basis of mechanism, there are two types of erosion. One is splash erosion and second is entrainment. Okay. Suppose this is the soil aggregate, this is paid enough, right? Soil aggregate of the soil crystal, which is referred to as paid. And if due to rainfall, rainwater will fall here, and hence it will cause the detachment of certain soil crystal out of the soil aggregate. So this is referred to as splash erosion. What is the meaning of splash erosion? It is clear, na? It is just the mechanism through which certain particle of the soil will be detached from soil aggregate, which is referred to as bed. Okay, so this detachment process is referred to as splash erosion, but in entrainment is more wider process, because right, it include not only detachment of the crystal out of the soil aggregate. Suppose this particle is detached from this bed, na? So entrainment include the detachment of the crystal and also the transportation of the crystal from A place to B. Getting well, na? So what is the basic difference between a splash erosion or entrainment? It is clear, na? Entrainment is simple the process through which a particle out of the soil aggregate get detached, na? Due to the bombardment conducted by the rainwater, due to the pressure exerted by the wind. Okay, right. On the other hand, entrainment is the wide process in which the particles are also detached from the soil aggregate, and also the particles are transported from one place to another place. Getting well, na? So what is the meaning of this aspect? It is clear, na? All right. According to, on the basis of agent, it is geological erosion and anthropogenic erosion. And according to mechanism, there are two types of erosion. One is splash erosion and second is particularly entrainment. Okay. Third typology of erosion is on the basis of effect, on the basis of effect, on the basis of effect, on the basis of effect. Right, there are two types of erosion. One is sheet erosion, and second is rill or gully erosion. It is clear, na? Right? Actually, this is on the basis of effect. Okay. Suppose you know that there exist several layers in the soil. Actually, if this is the soil mass, so these are the different layer of the soil. No? These are the different layer of the soil. Okay, getting well, na? So actually, if fastly blowing will detach the entire upper layer out of the soil in the soil field, then it is referred to sheet erosion, sheet satah. It is in Hindi referred to as satah apardan. Sheet erosion means satah apardan. Getting well, na? But on the other hand, rill or gully erosion, right, is the erosion more particularly, erosion conducted by the surface runoff. Okay. In the area where drainage pattern is not well developed, that is slope gradient is not well developed, and rainfall occur, their surface runoff develop, na? You know, surface runoff may develop, and this surface runoff will cause a cavity, elongated cavity, na? If its size is small, it is referred to as rill. If its size is large, it is referred to as gully. It is clear, na? So actually, you see, sheet erosion affects the entire zone, whereas rill or gully affects the limited part of the soil, right? But you see, if rill or gully erosion occur and then plowing of the field is conducted, then its impact is vanished. No? But if you see rill and gully erosion, after the formation of rill and gully erosion, plowing is not conducted and the same process will be repeated in the next rainfall season. Na? Then rill or gully will become intensified, more deep, na? And consequently you see, due to this the entire area will convert into undulated surface of the land. It is clear, na? You see, this is deep depression, it is clear, na? So this deep depression is referred to as ravine. Right, it is referred to as ravine. This is ravine and this is also ravine. In Hindi it is referred to as bihar, and the area having several ravine, this type of feature is referred to as badland topography. Badland topography, it is clear, na? So badland topography is the product of rill or gully erosion, repeated rill or gully erosion, right? So So badland topography is also formed by the river which frequently changes course. Okay, you see along northern part of Malwa Plateau region, Chambal frequently changes course, converting the entire area in badland topography. Okay, this is also the serine for the anti-social element or the cats. That's why that's why actually you see the cat of Chambal Valley is very famous. That is clear, na? Because they cannot be detected easily by the police. Police is here and the cats are here. How it is possible to observe them directly? It is clear, na? So this is topography. This is badland topography, right? So in badland topography, agriculture is not possible, na? So to convert this badland topography into cultivable area, the Madhya Pradesh government has set up badland topography board. That is clear, na? So actually you see, in this context, real or gully erosion is considered more devastating as compared to that of the sheet erosion. Those sheet erosion affected the entire area, okay? But real and gully erosion, if repeated, will convert the entire area into badland topography, not suitable for agriculture, okay? So that's why real and gully erosion is considered more devastating, okay? So what are the type of erosion? It is clear, na? According to agent, geological erosion and anthropogenic erosion. According to mechanism, splash erosion and entrainment, and according to the effect, there is a sheet erosion and real and gully erosion. Getting well, na? Right? Now see factors causing soil erosion. Okay. So there are several factors in India. Actually, I will also discuss this topic in context of India because this is also important topic for Indian geography. Okay, very important topics. One question at the gap of 2 and 3 years remains, and this is the common question. Okay, raised by UPSC and other state PCS. Okay, so as far as the question of cause of soil erosion is concerned, so one of the reason of the soil erosion in the country like India is, right, Chaumasi agricultural activity, right? Very important factor. Chaumasi agricultural activity is one of the important reason of soil erosion in India. Chaumasi agricultural activity. Chaumasi agricultural activity is one of the important reason, right? What is the meaning of Chaumasi agricultural activity? So you see, through March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. Okay, you see from June to September, this period is referred to period of southwest monsoon or wet summer season. Okay, during this period, India gets 74% of the total average annual rainfall. Na? Okay, it is clear, na? And in the remaining 8 months of the year, only remaining 25 to 26% rainfall is recorded. Okay, so it means in the remaining 8 months, amount of rainfall is very low, right? Which may not be sufficient to conduct agriculture. No? Now see, there are two types of agriculture. One is rain-fed agriculture, in which we largely depend on the rainfall for water resources. This is referred to as rain-fed agriculture. And second type of agriculture is irrigated agriculture, in which we depend on the irrigation and irrigation method to conduct agriculture, like canal irrigation, tube well irrigation, sprinkle irrigation, drip irrigation. It is clear, no? So these are the means of irrigation, and if agriculture is based on the irrigation potential or irrigation facility, it is referred to irrigated agriculture. Okay. Now see, India still holds first rank in the world in terms of rain-fed agriculture, right? Largest area of India is covered under rain-fed agriculture. It means our dependency on monsoon is very high. It is clear, na? So that's why, right, farmer conduct agriculture mainly during 4 months of the year. Okay, this process of agriculture is referred to as Chaumasi agricultural activity, and in the remaining 8 months, the land remain naked, no? So, and are easily subjected to splash erosion. Getting well? So Chaumasi agricultural activity is one of the reason of the soil erosion. Second reason of soil erosion is, you see, soil are limited and population of India is gradually increasing. Okay, so since population is gradually increasing, we will try to utilize the land again and again. Okay, so actually frequency of land uses for agriculture in a year is referred to as agricultural intensity. So if agricultural intensity will be more, okay, then the plant will absorb the nutrient from the soil with very accelerated rate now, right? And hence there will be reduction in the quality of the soil, and hence it is referred to as soil degradation. Okay, so high agricultural intensity in India due to high population pressure is also important cause for soil erosion. It is clear now? So first factor is Chaumassi agriculture. Second is high agricultural intensity. Third factor is, first is Chaumassi agriculture, Chaumassi agriculture, Chaumassi agriculture. Second factor is high agricultural intensity is second factor. Third factor is monocropping. Monocropping, right? What is the meaning of monocropping? The term monocropping refers to the process in which the same type of crop is cultivated again and again in a particular tract of the land. Okay, so every plant, every crop absorbs certain specific nutrient. As for example, you see कि rice crop rice plant absorb the nitrogen content of the soil with accelerated rate. If in any area you will conduct cultivation of rice again and again, there will be reduction in the nitrogen content in the soil, and hence the soil quality of the soil will get reduced. Okay, so this is monocropping is also important factor, because you see after the advent of the green revolution in India, it changed the cropping pattern, and in certain pocket there are actually Punjab, Haryana is continuously producing wheat. On the other hand, West Bengal are continuously producing rice. Okay, so monocropping is also important factor for reduction in the quality of the soil. Okay, next factor is transhumance. Transhumance. Okay, what is transhumance? You see, transhumance and intense postural activity, pasucharan, right? If intense postural activity will be conducted, then the soil will become naked, no? And hence easily subjected to a splash erosion, and the leg of the animal will dig the soil. It will also accelerate the soil erosion. No? It is clear, no? So actually, what is the meaning of transhumance? The transhumance refers to the mechanism of shifting of the people along with their livestock, right? Shifting of people along with their livestock is referred to as transhumance. Getting well now? You see the state of Jammu and Kashmir. This is Ladakh region of Jammu and Kashmir. No? Ladakh region of Jammu and Kashmir. Right? The main economic ministry of the people of the Ladakh region is sheep rearing. Okay? Right? Bher palan. Okay? Sheep rearing is the main economic activity of the people of Ladakh region. During winter season, when Ladakh region is covered with the snow, the people shift along with their sheep in the Jammu plain to feed their cattle. Okay, where intense pastoral activity is conducted. Consequently, Jammu plain is suffering from soil erosion. Right? So Jammu plain is suffering from soil erosion mainly because of the transhumance activity. Right? So what is transhumance activity? It is clear, no? Right? Again, you see one important point. तो transhumance और over postural activity है ना, transhumance और over postural activity is the important factor to cause soil erosion. It is clear ना? Again, particularly fifth factor is the deforestation. Deforestation is one of the most important factor of the soil erosion. Okay, according to environmental expert, at least 1/3 of the area should be covered with the forest, but due to increase in the population pressure, right, deforestation is being conducted, and the forested tract of the land is being converted into agricultural or industrial land use. It is clear, na? Actually, you see how forests are relevant. So as far as the question of forest resources are concerned, so if you see, if the area will be covered with the forest, then है ना, रेन वाटर droplet will not and cause bombardment on the soil aggregate na, will not bombardment on the soil aggregate, it is clear na, right? The water will slowly come through stem flow. Okay, it is clear na. Again when it will reach slowly, it will come slowly on the ground, right? And hence it will retard the effective development of the surface runoff. You know that surface runoff causes rill or gully erosion. So in the presence of the forest, no surface runoff develop, right? And you see there occur gradual downward seepage of the water, right, which causes enrichment of the groundwater resource. This is the positive factor, okay? And also forest resources are the important source of humus content of the soil. Okay, humus content of the soil, it is clear na, right? But when forests are being destroyed, it accelerates the rate of soil erosion, and also you see the roots of the forest tree hold the soil crystal intact, protecting them from soil erosion. So whenever deforestation is conducted, on one hand there occur marked reduction in the humus content in the soil. Again the soil is easily subjected under splash erosion. It is clear na? Surface runoff develop and it causes rill and gully erosion na? Right? So deforestation is one of the reasons of the soil erosion in India, right? Because you see, it is also because you see in India, right, there is no effective land use policy. Okay, so actually you see ICR had said that 60% of the Indian soil is suffering from soil erosion, and one of the reason is there is a lack of effective soil land use policy in India. So responding to this, the government set up three institutions. Next is National Land Use and Conservation Board. Well, first was National Wasteland and Land Use Council. So National Wasteland and Land Use Council is the apex organization in India under the chairmanship of Prime Minister to formulate land use policy in India. That is clear na? Right? It was set up in 1985 for the first time. Clear na? National Land Use, National Wasteland and Land Use Council. Okay? And you see this is policy formulating agency, and to implement the land use policy, two other organizations were set up during the same period. One is National Wasteland Development Board, and second is National Wasteland and Land Use, National Land Use and Conservation Board. Okay, so actually one is implementing the curative policy and second is preventive policy. Getting well now? So if lack of effective land use policy is the cause of soil erosion in India. Again you see during 1966 to 69, right, a specific program known as High Yielding Variety Seed program was implemented in India. Okay, and the impact of this was in the form of green revolution. So green revolution caused surplus agricultural production in India, also generated the employment opportunity, right, make the rural economy more viable and dynamic, right? But one of the important drawback of green revolution remained the area where green revolution were implemented is the zone of soil degradation. Getting well? Because you see why it is referred to as soil, why the area is facing the problem of soil erosion, because green revolution is based on four particularly components, right? It's based on four components. The first component of the green revolution was based on the four components, right? First is imported high yielding variety seed. Okay. Second component was chemical fertilizer. Third component is chemical pesticide, and fourth component is irrigation, that is canal irrigation or tube well irrigation. Getting well now? Right? First one is imported high yielding variety seed, second is chemical fertilizer, third is chemical pesticide, and fourth component is canal irrigation or tube well irrigation. Okay, all the four components are referred to as components of the green revolution. Okay, and you see these three components, namely chemical fertilizer, chemical pesticide and irrigation, are referred to as trio of trio of high yielding variety seed. Okay, right? Trio of high yielding variety seed. Getting well now, right? So it means green revolution was possible because we started using the imported high yielding variety seed. You see, imported high yielding variety seed were not as per the Indian climatic condition. That's why they require certain protection na, in the form of chemical fertilizer, chemical pesticide, and irrigation. Na. Getting well now? So actually, first important aspect was, as far as the question of imported high yielding variety seed is concerned, it was not developed as per Indian climatic condition. Okay, and the plant which develop out of high yielding variety seed, though dwarf, but absorb the nutrient with accelerated speed, and soon the fertility of the soil exhausts. Right? It is clear now? It means soil degradation occur. On the other hand, you see, when high yielding variety seed, usage of high yielding variety seed started, okay, actually it replaced the conventional eco-friendly seed. Right? Conventional seeds were developed by the Indian farmer as per the Indian climatic condition. It is conventional now, right? So it means, you see, the eco enemy, okay, imported high yielding variety seed was not as per the Indian climatic condition. That's why it is eco enemy. Replaced eco-friendly component to such an extent that several conventional seed were neglected to such an extent that several conventional seed became extinct. It caused the reduction in biodiversity, and reduction in biodiversity is one of the important indicator of environmental degradation. Getting well now? So how high yielding variety seed caused environmental degradation or soil degradation, it is clear now? Second factor of green revolution was chemical fertilizer. So according to survey conducted, right, when you use chemical fertilizer, 100 gram of chemical fertilizer, right, the plants are capable to utilize only 50% of the chemical fertilizer, and 50% of the chemical fertilizer remain stored in the soil. Okay, in case of heavy rainfall, okay, in case of heavy rainfall, these chemical fertilizer get dissolved in the water, and through surface runoff they are carried up to the adjacent river and the pond, causing destruction to the aquatic ecosystem, which is referred to eutrophication. It is clear now? Right? It causes eutrophication because you see chemical fertilizer is nutrient. When it is brought up to the oceanic area, up to the aquatic area, right? So it favors the development of very dense algae, right? So algae is so dense that it disconnects the attachment of interaction of the water with that of the atmosphere. So it causes a reduction in the oxygen content of the water, and hence water converted to dead zone, and finally the entire animal species get destroyed. So this process is referred to eutrophication. So on one hand, chemical fertilizer causes eutrophication. On the other hand, some chemical fertilizer, when dissolved in water through downward seepage, will enter in the groundwater level, right, and will contaminate it. And when the people, since groundwater is the main source of potable water, if the people will use this water, it will adversely affect the health condition of the people or not. You see, right, in Punjab, there is a dominance of NKP in the groundwater resources. In West Bengal, the groundwater contain arsenic, because you see the farmer of Bangladesh uses arsenic containing fertilizer, and hence this fertilizer get dissolved and entered inside the groundwater, thus contaminating the groundwater of the entire region, and so West Bengal get affected. It is clear now? So what is the ill impact of the chemical fertilizer? It is clear now? And one important aspect is, according to the study conducted, we observed that, right, it will be better to understand if this is fertility, right, fertility, and this is fertilizer, use of fertilizer. So initially if you use fertilizer, the fertility increases up to a certain extent, then after it becomes constant, and then after there occurs sharp fall in the fertility of the fertility of the then after there occurs sharp fall in the fertility now, right? And finally the soil become completely infertile and not respond to the chemical fertilizer. Okay, so that's why the area where chemical fertilizer was used is the zone of soil degradation. Okay, again you see third component is the chemical pesticide now. So according to the study conducted, out of the total chemical fertilizer, chemical pesticide, actually only 10% is utilized in the destruction of pests, 90% remain stored in the soil, which on one hand causes eutrophication and also contaminate the groundwater resources. It is clear now? At the same time, you see, chemical fertilizer are not selective killer. They destroy both friend and enemy pest. Okay, if friend pest will be destroyed, as for example, you see, right, the pulse plant and there and the roots of the pulse plant, rhizobium bacteria is found. If due to the use of chemical pesticide, if rhizobium bacteria will get destroyed, then it will adversely affect the nitrogen cycle, na? Right, and the nitrogen deficiency will develop. Na? It is clear, na? So that's why you see chemical pesticide is also responsible to cause degradation. Na? And as far as the question of canal and tube well irrigation is concerned, so when to develop canal, construction of dam is required, and you know that construction of dam is opposed by the people on the three ground. First is on the ground of deforestation. Deforestation conducted occur for the construction of dam. Second, the people are displaced from the zone, and the problem of their rehabilitation develop. And third factor is the area is made seismically active. That's why construction of dam is generally opposed by upper course of the river. It is clear now? Again, you see the area where canal irrigation is promoted. Canal irrigation adversely affect the drainage pattern of this area. Consequently, water logging occur and the area becomes swampy, right, and easily subject to erosion. And also water logging, due to water logging, the area suffer from water-prone disease like dengue and malaria. It is clear, na? It also, particularly you see canal irrigation also uplift the groundwater level, making the area swampy. Okay, not suitable for agriculture. It is clear, na? And the area where tubewell irrigation is promoted, there occur reduction or fall in the groundwater resources, and the area suffer from drinking water problem. Okay, so all these factors are responsible for soil erosion collectively. Getting well now? What are the factors responsible for soil erosion? What are the factors responsible for the soil erosion? It is clear now, right? Now see, what are the factors? It was almost clear. Now see how it will be managed. It is important. Management is important part of. Okay. So you see there are several methods through which the soil erosion or degradation can be managed. No? So first is through forestation program. Through forestation program, soil erosion can be checked. That's why the government launched several programs under social forestry, which is also referred to as community forestation. Second is agroforestation program, divide land forestation, urban forestation, etc. It is clear, na? These are important forestation program. Okay. Again, you see, second way is agriculture rotation, crop rotation, right? I mean, first is agriculture rotation. Agriculture rotation means in this tract of the land, first you will conduct crop cultivation. After harvesting the crop, first you will conduct crop cultivation. After harvesting the crop in the same tract of the land, animal husbandry will be conducted. Okay, and then after for some time, the land will be left fallow. Right? It will again increase the fertility of the soil. Getting well now? Okay. So this pattern is referred to as agriculture rotation. Okay. But as far as the question of India like country is concerned, having very high population, it is not possible to particularly to conduct agriculture rotation in every area, because there is very high demand of है ना, food grain in India, right? It is not possible to leave certain tract of the land unused, okay? So, but this agriculture rotation will be helpful in restoration of or particularly to as a means to check the soil erosion, okay? Second is crop rotation. Crop rotation means suppose you are producing rice here. Second factor, second method is crop rotation. So if this is rice cultivated, you are cultivating rice here, no? You know that in rice causes reduction in the nitrogen content of the soil. So after harvesting rice crop, if you will, है ना, you will, है ना, conduct cultivation of pulses, then pulse causes fixation of nitrogen, no? So actually this alternate pattern is referred to as crop rotation. It is clear na? So agriculture rotation and crop rotation are quite different things. Okay? In agriculture rotation, in same tract of the land, first time crop cultivation is conducted, then animal husbandry, and then the area is rendered shallow, right? To retain the fertility, right? In crop rotation, one crop after another is selected. Okay? Again, particularly you see intercropping is also considered an effective means to take the soil erosion. Intercropping means sowing different crop in different line at the same time in the same field. Okay? If you will cultivate one crop here and in this line another crop. So if you will harvest one crop, then another crop will remain standing, protecting the soil from splash erosion. It is clear, na? So this is referred to as, what is the meaning of, what is the name of this? Intercropping. So intercropping is also relevant to check the soil erosion. It is clear, na? Again you see mixed cropping pattern. Matlab in mixed cropping several mixed seeds are mixed and are spread in zigzag form, na? So this is referred to as mixed cropping. This is also helpful in checking the soil erosion. Okay? Again you see next method to check the soil erosion is stubble mulching. Stubble mulching. Stubble mulching is the process in which suppose you will harvest the crop and leave the particularly field naked, then it will be easily subjected to splash erosion. So under stubble mulching, after harvesting the crop, the field is covered with the plant residue. Okay? Till the next cultivation is conducted. This is referred to as stubble mulching. It protects the soil from splash erosion. Okay? And next method to check the soil erosion is, you see, thrash agriculture. Thrash agriculture is the method of agriculture in which plowing of the field is conducted along with the standing crop. Okay? You see there are two terms. One is erosivity and second is erosionability. Erosivity is the capacity of erosional agent to conduct erosion, and erosionability indicates the resistance of the soil against erosion. So thrash agriculture increase the resistance of the soil against erosion. Okay? So that's why stubble mulching or thrash agriculture can be used as the method to check the soil erosion. Okay? Again I said that ICAR observed that the lack of effective land use policy was the cause. So since 1985, the government set up three institutions. If land use, namely National Wasteland and Land Use Council under the chairmanship of Prime Minister, this is clear now. Again, two subsidiary body, National Wasteland Development Board and National Land Use and Conservation Board, which implement the land use policy effectively. So through proper implementation of land use policy, soil erosion can be checked. Okay? Again you see, in place of chemical fertilizer, in the zone of green revolution, it is better to use better quality conventional seed in place of imported high-yielding variety seed. It is better to use organic fertilizer in place of chemical fertilizer. Green, blue algae is used largely. Okay, manure will be used largely. Again you see, in place of chemical pesticide, chemical pesticide, organic pesticide can be used, biopesticide can be used, packeted bacteria is used as the biopesticide, and in place of canal and tubular irrigation, it is better to adopt watershed technique of agriculture. That is clear, na? So it will reduce the incidence of the soil erosion. Again, see, actually in basin burning is also the process. Okay, basin burning is the process which is very popular in America. The entire field is divided into several small basins so as to retard the growth of effective surface runoff. Okay, if surface runoff is one of the causative factor now, but the entire field will divide into several segments, then you see in this case surface runoff will not develop and hence soil erosion will checked. Okay, and again particularly in hilly area what happened, if this is contour line, if plowing will be conducted perpendicular to the contour line, it will develop several furrows and hence soil erosion will get accelerated, right? So that's why contour farming is promoted there. Contour farming refers to the method of plowing the land parallel to that of the contour line. Okay, this is referred to as contour agriculture. It is clear, na? And also in hilly area, step agriculture, terrace agriculture is conducted now. So actually effort is made to maintain the width of the terrace, a small width barriers to stop the soil erosion. It is clear now. So how soil erosion can be checked, it is clear. In this class we discussed the type of soil erosion, causes of soil erosion, and also particularly method to check the soil erosion. It is clear now. This problem can also be taken in context of, right, the approach, that is curative approach, preventive approach, right? This type of approach, on the basis of this type of approach, you can also explain these topics. Okay, best of luck. Okay.